Hello everyone, this brief video will walk you through the steps on how to use EdPuzzle with Schoology. Now for those who do not know, EdPuzzle is a great tool. Here I'm in my EdPuzzle page. I'll go to the home page, and it's a great tool where you can create classes, and then you can also then on those classes assign videos either from YouTube or ones that you created or from other particular resources that you could assign to your students. And those of you who already know how to use EdPuzzle, this won't be a video about that, but you can even import from Google Classroom, so your roster already goes up here. If you have a Classroom, you could import students in other ways through like a CSV file or whatever you use, and it's super easy. So what I'm going to talk about today is how do you then take these EdPuzzle videos and use them with Schoology. Okay, so if I go to Schoology, some might know this. There used to be this other thing called EduCanon, which was very similar to EdPuzzle. Now they've renamed it PlayPosit. I have experimented with EduCanon, and in all honesty, I thought EdPuzzle worked better. It was more reliable. The students had an easier time accessing it on their devices and their phones and other places. I had some problems with this. Now maybe I'm wrong, and maybe things have changed. This is why I'm using EdPuzzle. Okay, so if I go to my AP World calendar, we'll use that as a guideline. They have a video coming up. It's a crash course video from YouTube about coal, steam, industrial revolution. So what I'll do is I'll go to EdPuzzle. Okay, I'm in my AP World page, period 5. But I'll go to my content, and I had things organized into folders here. And I go to AP World crash course videos, and I go down to industrial revolution. I'm going to check on it. Then I'm going to assign it to my period 5 class. And I always prevent skipping, and then I go to the due date, and I already forgot what it was. It was March 7th. So I'll go back to EdPuzzle, and I'll go March 7th, and I will send it on its way. Okay, so I already assigned that video. And I'll assign a couple more, just as practice here. Capitalism and Socialism, that is Crash Course 33, due on March 8th. So I'll go back to my content folder, go down to Capitalism video, I'll assign it. Go to AP World, I go to the due date, and it was on the 8th, and I send it along its way. And then we'll do one more. This is videos that I created and I posted to YouTube. Industrial Revolution videos on March 10th. Go back to EdPuzzle, go to my content. Actually have to go back into my videos that I made. And I think there's a few parts to this one. Industrial Revolution videos. So here's part 1, here's part 2, here's part 3. I assign it, and I go to AP World, and I go to due date. I think it was again March 10th. We'll just double check. Good deal. March 10th, and I press send. Okay, so that's enough for now. So I'm in my back in EdPuzzle. I go down the bottom here for March, and I can post this right to Google Classroom. So if you're using Google Classroom a lot, your students can find their videos at Google Classroom, and they could view them there and get credit for viewing them right at Google Classroom. They don't have to log into EdPuzzle. But if you're using Schoology more, you hit this button, you go share, and what it does now is it creates an embedded code link. I press copy, I copy that embedded code, and I go into my I made an EdPuzzle folder in Schoology. I open up the EdPuzzle folder, and you can see I just started doing this a few months ago, so I have all these videos here kind of listed now for students. And I'll go add a link. I hit on link. It says URL or embedded code, so the embedded code's fine. I like hitting this button. You can display it in Schoology or outside of Schoology. It doesn't really matter for an embedded video. It doesn't copy the name automatically, so I go back here and I copy the name of the video title. I go back to Schoology, I press that, and I add. Okay, now it's already at the bottom. Okay, so I'll do that a couple more times. My capitalism video on March 8th, I share it out, I copy, go back to Schoology, I add materials, I add a link. I go to the link, enter the URL, and I go back to EdPuzzle. I copy the name of the video, I paste it there, and I add it. So it becomes really automatic after a while, so you can kind of run through these really quickly. This came a little bit out of order, so I'll do it in order. Industrial Revolution 01. Copy. Go back to EdPuzzle. Add a link. So I'm doing this a few times so you see what I'm doing. Add a link. Enter the code. I always press display in Schoology. I go back to EdPuzzle. And I grab it, the title. And I press add. Okay. I'll do this a couple more times. Industrial Revolution 02. Same idea. Copy it. I add a link. And I enter it here. Add the name. Go back. Boom. Add it. Go back to EdPuzzle one last time. Share it out. Copy the link. Go back to the Schoology page. Link it. Boom. There we go. And back to EdPuzzle. And there we go. We have it all set up. I press add. Okay? So wonderful. So now I have all this stuff. And what happens are they all are at the bottom. And when a student's ready, they go over here, they could just watch the video. And it already sees that I'm signed in. But if a student's already logged into their Schoology page, you'll see that they're already signed in. They start the assignment, and they can watch it right through here. They can make it bigger, whatever they want to do. So the reason why I like doing this is that it still allows students to go to one place, just Schoology, rather than going to EdPuzzle and other places. We're trying to, at least for my goal, is to minimize the place they have to visit for my courses, and it's all in one spot for them. Okay, now I guess you could make an assignment in Schoology and do this as well, and then the due date would be there. So if you just kind of want to test this out, you would make an assignment. And I haven't really done this yet. I was thought about doing this maybe next year, making them actual assignments, and I guess I would have to then copy this. All right, and then I wonder, this is just off the spur of the moment, if I go to HTML, if I copy the embed code, what I did was I went to the HTML embed code, all right, and I gave a due date to it. I think it was March 7th. I think I did this out of 5 points. I did the homework. Let's see if this works. And I create it. What will it do? I don't know if it's going to paste the embed code right there. Well, they go to the assignment. And does it show up? Oh, it does. Wow, that's really pretty cool. So I guess if your students went here, you can then also grade it here. But you still have to do your grades manually. You actually have to click in how many of the point values. It doesn't sync with EdPuzzle, so you have to go into here when you're grading, and then enter your grades here. But what's nice though, if you enter your grades here, you sync them with PowerSchool. You don't have to do it, again. So it's just an option. I will probably erase this so my students don't freak out, and something just to think about going forward. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, you have a wonderful day, and I hope everybody enjoyed this. Take care. Bye bye.